Many Bothans died. Bring us this information.
Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Unlimited Power. It's good to be back. It's been a while since I've last put a new piece of content out there for you. A lot's been going on. As you may have noticed, I've got a brand new sponsor whom I am extremely happy to be advertising. They're one of my favourite places to play and they've got a great community. So thanks very much to Boards and Swords for doing what you're doing and for everything that you offer the community. Yeah, it's great. I've also joined a new competitive team as well. They're not a new competitive team. They're new to me. So you'll see the Bothan Network logo on all of my stuff and you'll have seen their intro at the start of this episode as well. And they're awesome people. I love being a member of the team. It's great. And I'm looking forward to working closely with them in the future. So anyway, moving on to what this episode is actually about. It's about A Lawless Time. Set 7 is about to come out. We've just had the full reveal of all of the cards in the set. Off the back of an FFG live stream when they did a draft play, and they obviously had no idea what they were going to open in the booster packs they were drafting from, so that marked the end of the reveal season for all the cards. So given that we now know that everything that is in the set, I've decided that now is the time to go through and do an overview of what is new in A Lawless Time and what we're looking at for what is interesting to you, why you should pick it up and play it, what it adds to the game, and what you'll need to be aware of as to what could be coming your way in the games that you're playing, the decks that you're facing, how it changes up the game. There's a few ways in which it changes up the game. First up, you can't avoid it. This is the first set in which set rotation is going to be a thing. Now, I've done a video on rotation previously, I think. I'm fairly sure I have. If I haven't, then I meant to. And if I have, I'll link it in the description below. Anyway. Rotation's thing, I'll explain it in brief just shortly. There are some leaders that I'm calling out as being especially noteworthy in this set. We will go through those. There are some new bases in here which are also worth calling out, as well as some new features on bases, on the common bases. Credits is a key main feature of this set, A Lawless Time. As are cards with 3 aspects. We've never seen cards with 3 aspect icons on them before, and we do now. Because of that, they have the potential to be some of the most powerful cards in the game at this time. Finally, a minor feature perhaps. We've got cards with 2 aspects on before, but we've never before had cards with 2 aspects on, 2 different aspects on rather than 2 the same. That neither of those aspects are hero or villain. So we'll have a look at some of those as well. Anyway, that's where we are. Let's get started, kicking into set rotation. Rotation is a mechanic that only affects Premier gameplay, which is the mode that uses constructed decks you build in advance and is, as it describes, the premium main way to play that FFG are incentivizing people to play and have the best prizes, and is used the most often in events with prizes, as I just said. I sound like I repeat myself, sound like an idiot here. Anyway. 6 sets have been released prior to now. Spark Rebellion, Shadows of Twilight, Twilight of the Republic were released during the first year in 2024. Jump to Lightspeed, Legends of the Force and Secrets of Power, with the 4th, 5th and 6th sets released in the second year in 2025. As of the launch of Set 7, we're going to be losing 3 of them. The first 3 will be going away from Premier Play only. This will not affect the Eternal format, which is all cards are legal. It will not affect Trilogy. It will not affect Twin Suns, in which also all cards will be legal. So there we go. What does that mean for you? It means that once you're playing Premier from the launch of Lawless Time onwards and until Set 8 comes out, these are the sets in which will be legal for play. That's not entirely true. I've messed this up because there is another set which is technically legal, but no, very, very few cards are going to be from there. There's a demo set called Intro Battle Hoth, which is a tuition set, and all the cards in that are underpowered compared to other cards that you'll get in mainline sets. They all have less power budget per card, so there's generally no reason to seek out and acquire them, but a few of them are pretty interesting. Anyway, either way. More specifically, how do you tell if a card is legal for play in the Premier rotation or not? It needs to have one of these 2 icons at the bottom of the card. Where on the card, I hear you cry. If this is an average card that you might see, then the symbol is right at the bottom there. A is for cards that were released during the second year, sets 4, 5 and 6, and Intro Battle Hoth, and B is going to be for cards released during the third year of play, which will be sets 7, 8 and 9, A Lawless Time, Ashes of the Empire and Homeworlds, and potentially the other strange sets they release in the middle, like Icons, might be a B rotation. They might have something else. We have no idea. Icons is a bit weird at this point. Anyway, that is what rotation is, what it means. Once again, it only affects Premier play. It doesn't affect Eternal, which will include Trilogy and Twin Suns. The definition of Eternal is Eternal. Every card that's been released is legal for play, unless they're exceptionally broken. There might be a special banned list for that. We will find out in a few weeks, as of time of filming at the very least. So, that's rotation. Moving on. Noteworthy leaders. There are two especially noteworthy leaders in this set that I wanted to call out. Those are Tobias Beckett, who is a leader that doesn't... These are both noteworthy because neither of them have the heroic or the villainous aspects on them. Tobias, as you can see here, is a cunning and a vigilance leader, and he plays around with credit tokens. I can give you a unit, and in return you pay me a credit token, and then I get to use that credit token later to use it in race of resources. I'll explain what credit tokens are when we get to them shortly. And later on in the game, when you flip him, you get to kill any units that you own, as in you own the cards, but you don't control them because you've given them away or something. And for every unit that is defeated that way, you get a credit token, which is great, and you draw a card, which is also great. So that incentivizes your opponent to get them killed fairly quickly after you've been given cards by this. I can't see many situations in this will be great for Premier, but I'm really looking forward to playing this card in Twin Suns. That's going to be fun. Oh yeah. Second leader is Saul Guerrera, a hero of the Rebellion. Hero is possibly a strong word to be used in this situation. He's definitely an anti-hero in a lot of ways, but the card here is running both command and aggression elements. Again, neither heroic or villainous, probably representing his shades of grey that he has in the Andor TV series in Star Wars, Clone Wars, and the other series in which he appears. Does he appear in Rebels? I can't remember. Anyway, so he gets his people killed, and he does so in order to do more damage to the opponent, which is very in keeping for what Saul Guerrera does. He's very ruthless in what he does during the media, which is why he's probably such a notorious and popular character. Anyway, the Saul... there's a good chance you'll see that in Premier play, at the very least. There's initial reports that has some punch to it, so we'll see how that one goes. Right, noteworthy leaders out of the way. Bases. There are a lot of new every single base in this set there are no simple bases in this set. All the common bases that you will find in a Lawless Time have this epic action on them, which is play a card from your hand. So an epic action means you do it once per game, basically. Ignoring one of its vigilance, command, aggression, or cunning aspect penalties. So once per game, you get to ignore the fact that there is a 2 resource penalty for playing a card with one of those symbols on out of aspect from the rest of your deck, which is pretty cool. And the price you pay for this is, I think, 3 hit points. They are 27 hit point bases rather than the 30 you get on the epic actionless common bases from all the other sets. There are 4 rare bases. That's a lie. There are 3 rare bases in this set and 1 special rarity card. The Great Pit of Carcoon is a special rarity card because it comes in the Jabba Spotlight deck and takes the place of the green rare base. And then you've got 3 other rare bases, the Alliance Outpost, Shipbreaking Yard, and Citadel Research Centre. I'm not going to read what they do because I trust that you can read and analyse what uses you might want to put them to. The artwork is awesome. The artwork always is. I'm so glad that they released the hyperspace artwork of these for me to be able to show off and share here, because I adore the full artwork that we're getting in these cards. And I must say I'm very happy about losing the foiled cards from the set, because they had a bad reputation for being disallowed at some events due to the way that they would pringle and curl. And as far as I'm concerned, frankly, the hyperspace cards just look better. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Come on, see all of that artwork. It's great. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Right, those are the bases. That's bases covered for a Lawless Time. Next up, credits. We touched on them briefly with those 2 leaders earlier, well, specifically with Tobias Beckett. This is a credit. A credit is a credit token. It's a new kind of token coming in this set that is new to Star Wars Unlimited. There are various effects in the game that can create credit tokens. You can have multiple of them, and each credit token is you spend it in order to pay one less resource when you would be paying a resource to do something, whether it's playing a card or fuel an effect or anything like that. You can spend a credit as a one-time thing in order to not have to pay the resource. So you could potentially play higher cost cards a lot earlier than you otherwise would, but it doesn't affect how quickly your leader could deploy, because that still is based on how many resources you have and are controlling at any given point in the game. There is another awesome thing about credits, and that is the amount of awesome third-party tokens that people have been making that you can bring to your games and have as bling, just sitting on your mat, waiting to show off and play against your opponent as you stack up the credit tokens as you go through the game. These are from Premier Games, a store which the Bothan Network has an extremely good relationship with and are affiliated with. There is a link to the store description below, as well as a code to get you a discount if you want to order and use some of the tokens that they supply. They are beautiful, they're metal. I've seen a picture of someone who's got some of these, and they've got like a mini briefcase, so they've just like brought a briefcase full of gold tokens to the game that they're playing. It looks awesome. I'm really, really happy about that. That's so cool. Because everybody knows that bling is another way to win the game if you outbling your opponent. Yeah, loving it. There are 6 leaders in the game that explicitly interact with, use, create credit tokens on their cards. Again, I'm not going to read what they do. I'm only showing one side of them here. But if you want to read into what they do, how you can use them, do absolutely look them up. The full, as I mentioned, the full set is available to read on the Star Wars Unlimited website. I like using a third-party website called SWU because it's an amazing deck builder and collection tracker. So yeah, there you go. Boba Fett looks like it's certainly a callback to the original Boba Fett from Spark of Rebellion, which is interesting. Yeah, there's definitely 3 or 4 leaders among those 6 I am very interested to test out and play with and see what sort of mischief we can get up to them, and I hope you will find something to work with them as well, because credits look like they're going to change the game in a very significant fashion. There are other cards in the game that will interact with credits. This is not all of them by a long stretch, there's loads. This is meant to be illustrative and a sample of what the different aspects do with credits, how they will interact with them. So you can see that the blue one there is debuffing credit tokens that your opponents have. The red one there, Arvel from Andor, uses credits, but it doesn't specify friendly credits. It can be defeat a credit you control, defeat a credit that somebody else controls. The yellow one creates credits, and the green one utilizes units that you've got on your board already in order to create credit tokens, so doing so in a slightly different way. Then you've got the heroic one there attached to Han. You've got the villainous one there on Fett's Fire Spray, which is to do with killing things to make money, because that's what villains do. And then you got the neutral one, which is simply an underpowered, because it doesn't have any aspect tokens or aspect icons or a unique tag in order to give it excessive amounts of power budget, which I'll come to again in a little bit more detail shortly when we talk about triple aspect stuff. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. There is a neutral card that creates a credit token, so that will be of use. It's common, of course. It will fit in any deck and will, I'm sure, be considered for play when it comes time to do pre-releases and other limited format events like the drafts and the sealed boosters that we get in PQs and other such competitive events these days. So yeah, there we go. Triple aspect cards is the second major feature alongside credits of a Lawless Time. I understand that they called it a Lawless Time. They leaned into the fact that it's lawless by breaking some of the rules that had been set over the first few sets of Star Wars Unlimited cards, and having cards with 3 aspects on them is the way, or one of the ways in which they are breaking those rules. Why is triple aspect a big deal? Triple aspects go alongside cost and the unique icon on a card in order to inform the power budget of a card, which is how much attack it has, how much defense it has, how many abilities it has, and how powerful those abilities are. Previously, prior to this, the maximum amount of aspects that a card could have had was 2, plus the resources cost and the unique symbol next to the name, which placed the limit on how much power budget any of those previous cards could have. By having 3 aspects on, as well as the resources cost and the unique signifier, these have the potential to literally be the most powerful cards in the game for their resource cost that they're at. They have more power budget, which means that they can have commensurately more stats, or comparatively more stats, and more abilities than cards that cost the same in the same area. I'm going to show all of the triple aspect cards. There's not many of them, as you can see. There's 3 blue-green hero, there's 3 blue-red hero, and 2 green-red hero triple aspect cards. Other heroic ones, there's 3 green-yellow hero, there's 3 red-yellow hero, and 2 yellow-blue hero cards. Again, these all look awesome, and the artwork is great. And that Millennium Falcon in hyperspace looks so beautiful. It's an iconic Luke Skywalker. And that's a gorgeous Sabine Wren card. And I'm going to stop gushing now and move on to the next page of cards. Single reactor ignition. That's going to... Well, now that Super Laser Blast is gone, that's going to be good. We've got 3 blue-green villain, 3 blue-red villain, and 2 green-red villain cards. As you can see, they're more obviously very powerful if you can find a way to ambush him in, of which there are several ways in the game to be able to do so. And these are the final triple aspect cards. There's 3 green-yellow villain cards, 3 red-yellow villain cards, and 2 yellow-blue villain cards, as you can see right there. So yeah, keep an eye on these. These are gonna... There's no way these cards are not going to have an impact on the game. It's that simple, and hopefully you can figure out the best ways to do so. If you've got some combos in mind, if you see anything, I want to call out something that isn't in this, please do so in the comments. I look forward to hearing from it, hearing from you, and hearing what you've got to say. As an aside to triple aspect cards, something that is new to this set but isn't as large a touted a feature are cards with 2 aspects, neither of which are hero and villain, and they're not double aspected cards, so they're not the same aspect twice. And again, I'm not going to show you all of them because there are quite a few, but I'm going to show you some of the more iconic ones and one of each colour pairing there. So we can see you got Han, you got Mando, Asajj, Hondo and Arco, who will never go away, no matter how much you wish he might go away in some ways. Kasantan, and of course Max Rebo, who caught a lot of fanfare across the community when that card got revealed, as well he should, because his ability is crazy, and that's going to make games incredible, especially if we'll see how it gets played and what sort of use it gets put to. Again, if you've got ideas of particularly good combos using any of these cards, or ideas on how you're going to use them, I would love to hear them. Please share them in the comments below. All thoughts, impressions and ideas, love to be hearing them and reading them. So yeah, that's the lot. In a nutshell, that is a Lawless Time. Those are the features that this set is bringing new to the game. Explore it. Will be released, I believe, pre-release events start on Friday the 6th of March, and general release is a week following that, which means that's the day that you can be receiving orders that you've bought online of a Lawless Time and related products, the accessories, the spotlight decks and so forth. Thanks very much for watching. I do not take the fact that you do so for granted. It is awesome and wonderful, and I hope I provide you some information and value. Otherwise, have a good one. Thanks a lot. Cheers.